Welcome to today's video as a recording of this Saturday, January 4th, 2025. Today, we're gonna go to a mall and visit a store that a lot of us used to probably stop at just about every time we would hit the mall. With everything in the area, I have found the last standing Walt Disney store to this day, 2025. How it remains, how it's held up through the years, how it's still in a mall. We're gonna head there next and check it out. And we'll be doing quick intros from here on out. Current temp 20 degrees, although it feels like 10, a little bit warmer than last night. The last time we were here, still pretty darn cold. I guess the plus side is we're almost a full week into the month of January already, the coldest month of the year. The downside to that is February can be just as bad. Looks like a pretty busy day at Southridge Mall. You can see the old Boston store there at the end. Actually not sure what store, if any, is taking up that massive real estate. Usually walking over here through the food court, and pretty much right in the entry is where the Disney store is. Notice a lot of malls kind of changing their identity, you know, from being dead malls to being empty malls to having other things going on. Southridge, it's a very, first of all, busy place, but very interesting mall, and I'll show you what I mean when we get inside, because it is it's cold, and still parked a little bit further away from the door than I probably should have. Actually, the food court, there is pretty much a restaurant everywhere in here. One of the very rare few food courts you'll go to that, it's not empty. Very cool to see. There are 2 levels at this mall, and the store we're going to is on the lower level. But you know, it's been so long since I've just kind of ventured out here. After we check out the Disney store, yeah, we'll just kind of walk around and see what's going on at Southridge. Have a mural here of the downtown Milwaukee and then Southridge Mall. Now I do have a few shots of the Disney store, how it would have looked at malls. If you've never been there, or if you have been there, it should look very familiar. It was such an iconic look. It had the 2 glass domes on either side, and then the checkered floor. Every mall, well, I mean, just about every mall had a Disney store, and they all pretty much resembled this. Now, later on, they kind of changed their look a little bit to this, but I always liked this look right here with the movie reel, kind of the MGM studio look. And this is the Disney store where we're going today. And you can see that iconic checkered floor. I mean, look at this. It's cool to see that OG look that was in front of the Disney store. And then the dome on the right-hand side. See the Return of the Jedi there. Some Star Wars. Look at it's Hulk Hogan. Wow, look at this. Return of the Jedi, Jabba's sail barge. I have never, look how big this is. This is probably 4 feet wide. Some more Hasbro toys here, some Ewoks. The nice big dome on both sides. And look, there is Han Solo. Now, unfortunately, the Disney store, the official Disney store, is no more, but they kept the structure. You can see, standing in front of here, it is now Happy 8 Collectibles. We've been here before, but I just wanted to point out that iconic Disney store look. Because this was the very same store just a few years back when it was still Disney. And just a few fun facts before we go in. Target and Disney announced they would open 100 more locations by December 25th, 2001. Now, I don't really know what happened with that. By the end of 2021, more than 160 locations have Disney stores within their toy section. So just Disney toys, not really Disney stores. Shop Disney to rebrand back to Disney Store. So instead of the Shop Disney, it's the Disney Store. So unfortunately, that is the only way to shop Disney now, is online, and the last store was in Chicago, and that has closed. But you can still get a little Disney magic at Southridge Mall. And a ton of nostalgia. We'll jump in here and take a look at Happy 8 Collectibles. And still plenty of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars branding. Make you feel right at home. Oh, Mandalorian right here, plus a couple other collectibles we may stumble across today. Well, this is pretty cool. They have plans available for products over 100 or more. So if you find something like Serpentor here, you can kind of make out some payments here at Happy 8. There is a ton of older action figures here. And they do have some of this new branding. We have the Turtles, we had some Star Wars, some Transformers, even Masters of the Universe walking in. So I like kind of the new theming here. Every time I come in here, I always say like, okay, if I find something, if I find some Thundercats or Mask, I'll pick them up. And we'll see. We'll see if I can come across anything I haven't seen yet. Good thing is, it's been a few months since I've been here, and I might actually come across something good. They have moved a few things, but look at some of these old Masters of the Universe, and there's one Thundercat. We'll see if we can find any more of them. Look at Orko. And they have some old GoBots here and Megatron. Oh, and check it out, they have a Snapple truck made from the best stuff on Earth. And good to see some Disney still, because, you know, it was a Disney store. Heck, I still consider it a Disney store because of the structure that they had. They just have other things than Disney in here. The Wolverine Toy Biz. Now, I had this one. You can actually remove his mask, and I always had a hard time, as U.S. agent, had a hard time keeping it there. See the Penguin. You never know if this is the DC superheroes or the original Kenner brand. I think the DC superheroes were Toy Biz. That was a Kenner Batman. So, you know, throughout the years they changed the branding on a lot of the action figures. They're Sabretooth. Let's come back to this back aisle. Some interesting stuff here. Look at they have the Superboy Cycle. You can come across some of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There's the Blaster. Now this would have came with the original Morpher. I did have that, and you can kind of make it into a dagger, or it will light up at that blaster. And that was the original size of the figure. So yeah, they were big. I always say, if I find the Green Ranger, there's the Green Ranger. If I found his dagger, probably pick it up. But there's another Power Rangers blaster over here. Some more DC. There's the Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Some more Power Rangers up here. Yeah, you never know when you come across something that you're like, you can't just leave it. You're like, you'd have to pick it up. Look at the Spirit. Actually, a lot of Power Rangers over here. They have the crossover here with the Ninja Turtles. I don't think I've ever come across that. $70. And then some I don't know if these are stickers. You can put them up. They have the original Batman with the Joker, unopened packs. Man, I remember picking these up. One of my favorite scenes. Also, Roger Rabbit, some Fleer M891 football, baseball. Get Terminator 2, Schwarzenegger. And it's kind of funny that every time we've come here, I don't know, a handful of times, they've had this Galaga arcade one up for $350, and all the artwork completely worn off. Now, this is before they started putting those deck protectors on there. This has been sitting here for so long, and right on the other side is the Centipede. You know, the same thing with the artwork worn off, priced at $300. There was a Simpsons cap here. The first time I came, I think it might have been in the box still, but somebody had obviously picked that up. But yeah, these have been sitting here for so long. I just wanted to tell them that, you know, maybe if you put like 70 on here, probably sell it. But yeah, asking a little too much for this. Pretty cool, little Disney magic. Just wanted to kind of come here. You never know how long these stores are gonna last in the mall with identity changing. That's why I wanted to kind of check out the rest of the mall, because it's stores you wouldn't necessarily expect, like where the Disney store was, only to be transformed into an actual collector store. Look at this old Captain America helmet. Look at this, from the 1970s. Like, this was the letter of authenticity. Like, so this was the Captain America movie. Like, they have the helmet here, signed. That is pretty impressive. It's like 2 signatures, Captain America, signed January 13th, 2022, almost 3 years ago today. Official movie prop. Captain America, red brown star of the 1970s. And I think it's really cool how they have so much Star Wars, so much Disney stuff left in an actual, you know, old Disney store. I mean, look at this. $800 for the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Nintendo 64, graded, unopened. Like, you're stumbling across some of this stuff. It's incredible. And some of those old original. Look at right here. This is the sled. There's the box. There's the sled. $180. Some of that G.I. Joe. There's the Millennium Falcon, the Castle of Grayskull from 2021. Priced at $130, and then some of that Star Wars we saw when we walked up here for the first time. It's the Return of the Jedi movie poster, and that Hulk Hogan, signed Hulk Hogan photo. We were looking at $225. Pretty much the Hulkster in his prime, brother. In his prime, brother. Is that better? Clearance up to 75% off. Buy one, get one 50% off. So yeah, maybe some deals we'll stumble across. Classic Superman shirt. So yeah, if you buy one, looks like you get the second for 50% off. So yeah, they have the just your classic blue. It's hard to find, you know, just the Superman logo, isn't it? You know, it's always got to be like, you know, it's faded, or it's on a black T-shirt. It's a white logo. Yeah, the OG. Actually, I've never been inside of the FYE. Been hearing, you know, you got to get here. You got to check it out. I've just never made it to one yet. Green Day album. Actually, this is right across from the Disney store, from FYE Collectibles. So it's pretty cool in the vicinity. It was just right around the corner, right across the aisle over here. Gosh, I remember seeing this Nirvana CD. One of the first CDs, like my first CD I ever had was the Beatles' Rubber Soul. And I went to a CD store in town, and I remember I saw this for the first time, going, you know, Nirvana, become a pretty big band, and to this day, 2025, just Nirvana album. Let's say this is very similar to a Suncoast, you know, and I heard people say, you know what, you know, this is close. This is a Wolverine piggy bank, X-Men 97 mug. This is close to a Suncoast, you know, motion picture, Suncoast video. They have similar stuff here. Look at the Ninja Turtle half shell gummies. Everything is yeah, the buy one get one 50% off. Oh, look at this Batman. This is when he makes his entrance in Batman '89. He comes down. Those two robbers on the rooftop. Buy two get one 75% off. That is a good one. And also good pictures. Looks like the 16-bit Sonic the Hedgehog, and then kind of a more of a clearer picture. I had not seen these. You know, usually come across some of these at like Ross or Hobby Lobby, TJ Maxx. I'm sure the newer release ones, besides Hobby Lobby, would show up at FYE. It's weird saying that because I've never really talked about FYE before. I almost said FYI. You know, I don't know if I ever came across the Green Lantern back when this was the Plastic Man. You can even see a little bit of dust on here. I've been sitting here for a while. The Plastic Man Collectible. I saw Batman, which I think I just saw. Yeah, Batman's right here. So we've come across Batman, I believe, Target, GameStop, and maybe Superman. But I don't know if I ever came across Aquaman or the Green Lantern. But yeah, here's the Green Lantern. And I don't know if this has got to be John Stewart, right? It's a John Stewart Green Lantern. You know, to get this build, to actually put these together, there's actually more than one of them here. I wonder if they have all. Actually, there's Aquaman. I don't know if I've seen Aquaman before. Gosh, I don't think so. I don't think... Is that Superman? Wow, you could put them all together here. That is wild. Nope, that's not him. That's not the Collectibles Superman, unfortunately. When they have the new Batman the Animated Series, I think this just came out. And I don't collect all these figures. I don't. This is just the Batmobile. I think this is 5 points. Maybe I'm thinking of the Mezco. I might be thinking of the Mezco. But this is pull out the wheels. So this was how the original was. This would detach, which I'm not sure if this detaches, but the wheels would come out. So the McFarlane one that I have, these don't come out. It just opens the top. There's no like Batwing that kind of comes out the back. It looks like this one doesn't either. Plus the McFarlane lights up, but I guess this is probably, scale size and everything, the closest to that original one. Now I'm not sure about the Mezco, which I thought this was. Very tempting to pick this up. Oh, and actually they have some of the figures right here. It's $27.99. I mean, these are not... This is the Mezco. Okay, so yeah, the Mezco, these are not cheap, so that must be the Mezco Batmobile, even so it's 5 points on there. I totally missed the Mezco. So yeah, you know what, I remember debating, should I pre-order or get the McFarlane? I opted to get, there's all trophies here. I opted to get the McFarlane. I never thought you'd just stumble across these figures just sitting here. See how he looks. I wasn't really that happy with the way that the McFarlane, kind of the same sinister look. I don't know if he really resembles like this. Like this is what you wanted. I don't know. I do like it though, because it's pretty much pretty close to scale on the original, the 92. Okay, I had to prove it. So yeah, it is Mezco, and this is priced at $54.99. Okay, this is probably the best doormat I've ever seen. Just Super Mario 3. I just watched The Wizard last night. I mean, how ironic. That's when I first saw Super Mario 3. I haven't seen the Peacemaker, Judo, and Vigilante for a long time. Came across these at GameStop. For a second I thought this was the Wave 9. I know that I think it's the Justice League of Society. My buddy Ted Adam Green has it. I don't remember the figures. I know the Green Lantern was one of them. For a second I thought that was at $29.97 for the 3-pack. Okay, this is cool though. The Marvel Avengers logo light, freestanding. Looks like one side. $29.88. Also, they have the it's like the Death Star, freestanding or wall mountable. Okay, so it's a square. I guess you just stick the shapes on there. $14.88, a little more budget friendly. And plus, it's gotta kind of point out the Disney, because we went to the Disney store. Yeah, if you've never checked out an FYE, definitely recommend you. You might come across something really good. I mean, we stumbled across the Mezco Batmobile. I mean, how cool was that? Like a VR you can check out here at the mall. That's pretty cool. Right in front of FYE and across from the Disney store, Happy A Collectibles. And the train taking off once again. Oh, we got an unhappy passenger there at the end. Actually, for the most part, there's a lot of updated stores. I kind of thought that they kind of changed everything. They kind of took on a lot of stores and put like collectible type stuff in there, kind of second-hand type stores. But for the most part, there's pretty much the same Southridge as it would have been 10, 15 years ago. Here's some pictures from the early days of Southridge. They opened 1970. Macy's grand opening. Here's Boston's store. J.C. Penney's, of course. Penny's, like everyone would have called it Penny's. Look at the architecture. Sears. I mean, nobody has Sears. Like, you can't find Sears anywhere. It's like Hallmark started off at the mall. Jam parking lot opening day. Gimbals, not sure what Gimbals is, but I know Woolworth on the right. And all those old pictures of this mall, 1970. So That's when Southridge opened, and you know, everything that's come and gone since then. It's just crazy. Look at how many people were in some of those pictures. I mean, there's still a pretty good amount, you know, for being a Saturday. People shopping on a very cold day. It's just not the same, is it? It's just not the same vibe that we saw, you know, years and years ago. JCPenney's right there. Sears, like in those old pictures, Sears must have been right here. You can just kind of see how it was kind of closed off. Macy's was down on one other end, but I bet you this is exactly where Sears was. Actually, kind of standing in the middle of the mall. We walked in over here. There was Happy 8, the Disney store, FYE, JCPenney's, and Sears, I'm guessing, was right to my right over here because it just had that same kind of front, like you could probably walk in here and on the lower end. I'm guaranteeing. Well, it could be Boston store too, but I'm guessing that Macy's is where Boston store used to be, or vice versa. Maybe Sears was on that end, Boston store on the right, but not too big of a place. Pretty manageable. Actually, I walked right past it. The Spirit of Halloween that took up, I think, an old Kohl's. I think it was on the end over here. I think on the far left end is where they had a huge area to have Spirit Halloween for the couple of months, August, September, and October. And then yeah, it's back to business at Southridge Mall. Pretty much complete bird's eye view. That's gonna do it for today. I want to thank everybody for coming along, kind of revisiting the Disney store, and you know, kind of seeing what it is now, what it is in 2025. Happy A Collectibles, a collectible store, plus other types of stores, other venues at Southridge, which from my, you know, just standing here in the middle of the mall right now, it's a thriving mall. It's doing pretty good. It's a little different than years past, obviously, but it looks more promising than some of the other malls that we've seen or we're about to see. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Plus, there's a freaking train here. I mean, how cool is that? And going down the escalator, here's a look at those VRs. So yeah, you sit there, kind of a recliner type deal. You put the VRs on, and yeah, it just kind of has a mind of its own. How things have changed. Remember those old simulator machines we get into? Kind of the box, they close the door, and you know, years later they have these, plus they have a couple over there. Of course, if you do this, and you know, everyone walking by, of course they're probably staring at me now, but yeah, they're gonna be staring at you wearing those VRs. I don't know how I feel about them. I know that's kind of everyone's doing the VR. There's also a drone here they're flying. Malls in 2025. Box lunch. I've never heard of box lunch. There's Beetlejuice, King of the Hill. Some other nostalgia here. Yeah, take an extra 50% off of clearance. So yeah, box lunch, regular price apparel. I guess I better finish with some Disney stuff, because that was kind of the object of the video, was just, you know, it's a Disney store, but Disney sure has its presence at Southridge Mall. I wonder how many other Disney stores in other malls like kept the exact same look. Like, I could see how this would be some good advertising, but no, a lot of the Disney stores they switched over. They went with that newer look, and they might not have kept the dome. They sure didn't go with the checkered floor. It's so cool to see this, and of course the Lone Ranger green.